Hi and welcome to my Random Ruminations. Just a quick video today to update on a few things that have been happening. Over the last 8 days I had pretty much the worst stomach bug I have ever had. It turns out there's something worse than chronic diarrhea. It's chronic diarrhea with a dehydration triggered migraine, complete with kind of a gastric flu, so it's coming out both ends constantly. Just ow. So I got relatively little done the last few days. Well, I say relatively little, except that I did get an enormous new project started. I will say this, it's a webcomic project. It's not related to Acid Girl, which I will be getting back to as soon as I get a monitor that's actually large enough for me to be able to work at it, because this one, while it's okay, I'm leaning in and squinting all the time. It's really hurting my eyes, so I'm not even dreaming about drawing on that, not a chance. But yeah, so that's great. The other thing was I realized that my PC runs on a 500 watt power supply, which is fine. I mean, it's not for a gaming rig, it's not bad. And even for a low power gaming rig, it's not bad. 500 watts is okay. I am going to be upgrading it soon, and it's actually going to drop in its requirements down to about 300 watts while upgrading it quite a bit, and that's great. But right now that's not so great. The power usage isn't that great, and I was thinking I have this thing running like 20 hours a day, recording, editing, uploading, writing, gaming. Basically it's running constantly at 500 watts. That's a lot of electricity. So it suddenly occurred to me, why don't I take something I already have and turn it into a dedicated uploading machine? And that's this. This is an EPC. It's one of the first ones. It's the 7014G Surf Series 1. It has a piddly little processor. It takes a gig of RAM. I think it can take 2, maybe. I'll have to try that out over the next couple of days. And after about 12 hours of trial and error, I finally got Windows XP to run on it. I happen to have a System Builder's copy of Windows XP lying around, so I decided to use that. I know it's no longer supported and what have you, but this is not going to be in a position to be attacked. Not really. Since I installed AVG antivirus and Firefox, it's not connecting to anything else ever. That's all it's going to. So that helps. The other thing is if you happen to have one of these lying around and you want to have an uploading machine, they're ideal. There's something about the way the modem works. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but if other computers connect to your router, they override it. I'm not sure how it happens. I don't understand why it happens. But when I turn this on, if I'm actually using the connection, the speed on this drops down to about 10% of the total bandwidth. And that's it. I've checked it, I've measured it. That's what happens. I don't really understand why. But it means that I can run this 24 hours a day with a reboot every 24 hours. And be uploading constantly and steadily, and it means that I don't have to worry about having things up on time. They're going to be up. The other great thing about this is it runs at 22 watts when it's going full blast, and it's going full blast most of the time now because it's running an operating system it really wasn't designed to run. But it's pretty awesome. I'm really happy with it, and I'm just hanging it there because it's out of the way. The keyboard had stopped working, and I have to say I'm kind of glad, because this thing runs really, really hot. I mean, I measured it yesterday. It was 60 degrees. This was 60. The metal plate here was between 60 and 70 degrees most of yesterday. That's very, very hot. I am going to do a build where I'm going to use the edge of this as the base unit, and I'm going to basically make a negative air pressure cooling system for it. So it's going to be pulling rather than pushing air. So it's pulling air out, and the air will come in through, and it will cool it down at least a bit. and that should make it run a little bit more smoothly. So I'm trying to think what else is there. I've started recording my Minecraft big build. How big? Just the platform for my big build is going to take almost 250,000 blocks. Oh, just under 150,000 blocks of cobble and another 70-ish thousand blocks of limestone, obsidian brick, and dirt. In fact, last night at 3 o'clock in the morning when I couldn't sleep, I spent half an hour recording how I'm making an industrial dirt farm. That won't be appearing on people's feeds for probably another 3 weeks, thereabouts. No, 2 weeks. Yeah, Tuesday, this day fortnight, the first one will go up. And that's kind of everything. I'll be back tomorrow with something. Probably actually making this into giving this a cooling system. Probably, it depends on how well it goes. I might need a few different attempts at it. Failing that, I'll have something else. In the meantime, have a lovely day, and I'm going out thrifting. So, bye!